All right, Kenman here, and today, change up. Sencut Crowley's already taken apart. How did we get here? Well, if you missed on the last video, I did a little short video where we had a topic discussion about left-handed knives and different types of locks and things for the left-handed person in the knife world. And while we did that, we took apart the Sencut Crowley Button Lock and kind of started to prep it for the die. Decided to switch it into two videos, kind of see how that goes. Some of the die videos obviously have been 25-30 minutes long, so I decided to just try something a little different just to see how it goes, if it goes better or if people like it more or less. I'm turning my heat back on over here. But yeah, little change up. We're going to die it. We're already apart here, and I'm already a minute in, and we haven't done anything yet. But you can see here's all the parts here. Here's the scales. I am going to shimmy us over here to the die. I'm going to put those down here, and we're going to take all the parts and put them off to the side so we can get the die going. All right. If you have not tuned in before, we take the knife, we take it apart, we take these scales, we're going to give them a custom look, then put it back together and make it look just fun. It's going to be a good time. See if we can streamline it a little bit today. All right, here's the other thing. I'm going for a light yellow. If you remember, you can kind of see through this particular scale a little bit more. And the way that the skeletonized frame is, it's going to pop out, I think. And so we're going to go a really short bath and just check it and see what happens, and maybe it's going to happen faster than all the others, but I don't know how this yellow is going to go. If you remember the last yellow I did, it ended up turning kind of green. You can grab that right in here quick on this Fair and Forge. It is a little bit see-through as well, and the black liner is going to darken it up, but it was yellow. If you watch the video for this one in the playlist, I think it's the third video die that we did. You can see the first time I took it out, it was definitely kind of a yellowish color, and then we put her back in, and then when we took it out the final time, it ended up dropping it to a greenish shade, which is fine because I think it actually looks really cool with that green. I've got these hooks here. I'm closing off the hook. One of the first videos, the scale fell off into the die, and then we had to go fish it out. But these are just to make it easy to dip them in there and remove them when we think they're ready. All right. So, like I said, we are going to dip this a short amount of time. It might even be a minute or less. And try to go for a really light yellow that's see-through. All right, we don't want any bubbles on there, so what we're going to do is we're going to dip it in there, swish them around, make sure there's no bubbles. Then we're going to let them kind of sit. We put them in at about 320. And like I said, we're not going to go super long time here, because I want it yellow, but I don't want it really dark. When you look at the die, right when we pull it out, it's going to be darker than it actually is going to look. The die will start to drip off, and it will fade, and it will be lighter. So what you see right when I pull it out, it's definitely more of a darker shade than it will actually be. This is getting there pretty quick, though. It is a light shade, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to go into the rinse. Oop, I'm going to splash. When I go onto this water bath rinse, it stops the dye process immediately. It neutralizes the dye that's on there and allows us to kind of see where we're at. If we're not happy, want to go a little bit more, we can put them back in. But this way we can really kind of go slow. And like I said, I don't want to, the last blue we did was a blue that was also it's like a aquamarine blue, and I left it in a little too long. I made them a little darker, and so it ended up being closer to the other blue that we already have done. And so you learn from each time you do one. So we're going to take this out and look at them now. Okay. What's everyone think? It's definitely already a yellow. Do we want to go back in for a little while, or do we want to leave it? Let's grab, this is kind of in the way. Let's grab some jade. Back that up. Is that in focus? All right, dry my hands off a little bit. It was fairly similar in color to this. You can see it has changed, but not that much. Certain angles, it does show a little bit more when you get right there, so maybe. Grab another one. This has a black liner. Just you can see it's definitely not jade. It's not extremely significantly different. Some people will buy a jade handle specifically for that color. You know, they're ready to go with it just like that. So having it be anything different than what it already was is something. Some people might say, oh, it barely changed at all. Well, again, I'm not trying to go too crazy. I want a little yellow, but not too much. I think we'll do it a little bit more just for some fun. We know now what we get if we do that for about that minute of time that I did. And so we can go back in and continue to test, and if it turns out that I was wrong and I should have left it out now, we have learned. And it's only been 6 minutes, so we're stalling. Oh, don't jinx it, Kenman. Could totally jinx this, turn this into a 4-hour video, huh? All right. Back in we go at 650. They were moderately still wet, so there is not going to be too many air bubbles to worry about inconsistencies. Let's get them back in there. Good. We're going to drop and drop. All right, we're going to go another minute in there and see what that gives us. It's kind of neat, this yellow. You can see in there what's going on. All right, I'm just going to shimmy just a little bit. Move this just a little bit. Tidy, tidy. This was that blue-green that I was just talking about. This is the Kubi Royal. If you look at the feldspar that we did, oh my God, a couple fails here, good. The feldspar is a regular blue, and this Kubi is the aquamarine. Kind of tough to tell at the right angle. This one you can kind of see when you look up here. This has definitely more a little blue-green kind of shade. This is a little more blue-purple. When there's bright light and in the sun, you can definitely see a little bit more of a difference. This purple CJRB Gobi turned out really good. Really happy about that. All right, let's take a look. Okay, a couple more seconds and I think we're good. Civivi Vision FG used to be white. Now we've got it in this awesome red. Tell me that doesn't look sick. All right. Okay, we're taking them out. I'm feeling good about the yellow here. Yeah. All right, let's do another rinse and see where we're at. Get these hooks out of the way, get my arm out of the way so you're not just staring at my forearm or my hands. At least let's just see the scales as I kind of try to rinse them off here. What's everyone think? Liking this? There's so many different colors we can do and so many different styles and types, and so I was going to try a little bit of everything. I wanted to try one that was very, very subtle, and so I thought, you know, if I did that with a green on jade, it's going to be super similar. So why not try something like a yellow that's a really light color that I can still kind of keep light versus like the blues and the purples or like that red. That red was 1 minute on that Vision. 1 minute made it that red. So you can see how it would be hard to put that red down and try to get that to end up with a really light. I mean, we'd be like swishing it. Anybody ever go to a shabu shabu house? It's Japanese. I think it translates to swish swish. It's like a hot pot and you got veggies and your noodles and sauces and stuff that you put in your hot pot, and then you get this plate of raw meat, and then you take your chopsticks and you pick up one and you basically swish swish in the hot pot, and that meat is cooked enough to eat because it's really lean, really high quality meat, and it's just delicious. So you get like this soup. Oh, it's fantastic. Wow, how am I getting sidetracked here? Talking about shabu shabu. I used to live out in California, and there are some places there that we would go. I'm in Minnesota now. Grew up in Minnesota, and moved back kind of be closer to family. And yeah, I love sushi. I love noodles, so like a hot pot place is great. Someone said there's one kind of around here. I need to check that out. I haven't been in a while. Okay, so I am talking about food. We're doing stuff here. And I'm in the kitchen, right? So right now I just want to really dry these off completely. I want to get into all the little spots and just make sure there is no moisture, so that when we put them back together, I don't have any issues with that sitting in there and potentially causing some corrosion or whatever it might do. So yeah, it's always good, you know, you got something that you got wet and you're going to put it back together. Might as well get it completely dry before you do it. Okay. I'm just swapping towels here, trying to just make sure I'm hitting them with a really dry surface and making sure they look good. I'm excited. This yellow actually is not bad. Okay, I'm going to turn my dye off. I'm going to move some of these towels out of my way. What are we at? 11 minutes. Not terrible. All right, we did look at most of the dye knives in question. I'm zoomed in too close. I think we looked at all these. We didn't look at the Tychus. I love this knife. This was the other one I did in red. We did this one for 2 minutes. It came out darker than the Vision did. And that's the learning process. But it's fun. Oh, this Zhang Sheng flickable chef's knife. This is orchid, so orchid's always going to be a lighter color than my regular purple. And then we've got all these new ones to do. I just got this button lock, the CJRB Lago. Actually really excited about this knife. This is a pretty fun knife. It's got a lot of good action to it. I like button locks. It flicks out really good. And it's got this desert like tan sand color. But the pocket clip is black, the blade and the hardware is kind of silver, the liner silver, then we have this red accent. But so we're going to have this black, silver, and red that we want to bounce off of this. But it's also going to be different because whatever we do, like if I did that red on here, it would be that red plus this. So it's going to instantly be a darker or more dull color. But I'm interested just to see how that reacts. I got this white Kubi Koyas that we're going to do a marble dye, where I do room temperature dye instead of heated dye, and you basically have to draw a pattern on a bed of shaving cream so that it can sit in a stable environment and not move around. And then you push the scales into that and let them sit in there for a day, at least 24 hours, and then we can get some cool marble effects. So we're going to try something with that. What color would you guys like to see me try those marbles? It's going to pop off of with the black. This is the new one I just got, this Ethan Grow kind of budget, but it is D2 steel and it is G10 scales, and it's got this huge backspacer G10, so I can actually double up and turn that a different color, maybe accent that off the blue. All right, I'm starting to go. I think that's probably dry. We should get going. This is the Kubi Thalia. Color do you want to see that one? That other cheapo, the Sativian, that's actually really nice for such a cheap knife. And the Damascus blade, Civivi. All right, let's get these out of the way. Let's put some stuff back together and finish this video, huh? Okay, so we've got these right there. I'm gonna bring this back in our little facade with my pieces to rebuild here, and then one last boom just to check. These also kind of in this light, I've said it before. If you haven't seen the other videos, I do have a big playlist of all of them. This is the 10th knife, but my kitchen tends to give us a little bit of a yellow tint. And so it's going to make this kind of look a little green, but not bad. Okay, put her back together. All right, Kenman, shut up. And now talk and keep us entertained while you put this back together. Okay, so I have a plan. The plan is to put this back together smoothly. So when you put a knife back together, you do have to worry about blade centering. So you have to keep that in mind. So I'm not going to completely tighten everything when I put it back together. I'm going to kind of get everything on there and get it loosely set. Okay. So I put those screws in there so I can kind of maybe put these spacers, give them a turn or two. Like that. Get this other spacer turned onto that screw head just a little bit. And I basically just attached that scale to the bottom, just like that. I am not going to do the other the pivot yet, because it has to have the other one to go into from the other side. All right. So the spring is going to go there, and the button is going to go over the spring like that. Okay. So when that goes in there, so what we got to do is we have the blade. Let's get this out of the way. So we have the bearing. Oops. Oh, that goes over the pivot, Dan. What are you doing? Not over that. You're being stupid. You're being stupid right now. I had a plan. Execute the plan on camera. Make sure everyone understands that you're an idiot. I'm just kidding. Doing my best, everyone. Okay, so that was that. So that goes on there like this. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and switch it over to here. And this over to here. And then I'm going to slide this on like that. Everybody see that trick? All right. So now, wait. Problem with what you just did there, Dan, is you forgot the most important part. The button. Okay. So that's a little bit more. Okay. So let's see. How do we do this in a course. Okay. Drop-in parts is the way. Okay, I apologize for not talking and just sitting here. And gotta try to be entertaining while you put it back together and do something that you're not super good at. I took it apart with the specific purpose to be able to make this happen a little faster. And of course, that's not the case. All right, so you have to do this. Put this in, then put that on. Okay. Now we're talking. Don't cut yourself with that blade. How is everyone doing? There's the stop pin that I can't hold. There. Everyone catch all that? Sorry, it's tough to... Stop pin falls through. It's one of those things, whenever you put a knife back together, it's a delicate balance. How come I can't get that stop pin to sit still in there? The delicate nature. Okay. So we need to go right there. Stuff's happening. Those clicks were decent. Okay. So now I need to push that back out. What are we at? 21 minutes. See, even with all of the stuff already done, I'm still... Is it supposed to go through that one, or is it this one? I forget now. This one. Yes. Oh, my stop pin fell out right there at the last second. Okay. This is going to be trouble, isn't it? Okay, there. Just like that. Just like that. Oh, these tweezers worked good for the other piece, but with this loose cylinder, it's harder to hold it because there's no teeth to hold it from twisting versus those ones I did the other day. Come on, baby. Oh, did you see that? Almost had it, kids. Here we are. I need to just not do anything else, huh? Okay. Now I need to make sure that all clicks back, which I'm not going to be able to do probably because there's something. All right. Anybody in the comments enjoy my struggles? Is that the reason you tune in? Just to see me have issues with assembly? See how well I cope with the stress of everything. Okay, there's this one more extra piece in the back. Right there. And hallelujah. All right, I'm not going to tighten these screws completely down because we have the blade centering to deal with. And I managed to still make a 25-minute video. I suppose the tear down part is the quickest section of the video, so like by removing the tear down in another video, I'm only taking a minute or two off of this one. Okay, I like to tighten these pocket screws one than the other and back because it kind of loosens up the first one when you do the other one. Everything else is T10s. So I'm going to do the pivot next. And this is not a captive pivot, so that is going to be an issue. All right, we have locked on the one side and the other. All right, that might be too tight, but crank it down. The blade is now pretty much in the center. And I'm going to tighten the rest. Okay, we are almost there, everyone. Got another knife, custom die, complete. Blade is centered. It is a little bit tight. There we go. All right. Button lock. Little bit tight. Can't tell if that's loosening or not because that captive pivot. All right, good enough. Boom, 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 get this stuff out of the way. And we made it 26 minutes. So yeah, everyone's gonna say, yeah, it doesn't matter if you change it up. You just made 2 videos. The other one was like 19 minutes. This one's 26. They're still long. It's still there. I don't know. Hope everyone enjoys the content. I'm having fun. I like making these videos. I like dyeing knives. Gets out that artist in me. You can see underneath the scales a little bit. There you go. See that? Got that kind of skeletonized. We can still kind of see through there. See the inner workings of the knife, which is what I was trying to go for, which is kind of neat. It is definitely a different color. Yellow jade, they call it, right? All right, what's everyone think? Let's get them all out, all the ones we've done, right? We can take a look at them all, see all the colors that we've done, the progress we've made. What does everyone think? Leave a comment. What color do you want to see next? Is there a color that I haven't done yet? I got to go buy some more dyes maybe. But wow, we are having a good time. Look at that. Bang, bang. 27 minutes. I guess I'm destined to make long videos. I am going to be doing another knife giveaway pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. I've got a couple other projects I'm trying to get to, but it's been pretty busy lately, so I haven't had a chance. And I've been kind of consumed with this one a little bit. So here it is. Well, die number 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Success. Kind of a yellow, huh? Get some glamour shots out in the sun. We'll get a better look at it. Get some more thoughts on it. There's that final shot of that hero side for the lefty. Ooh, I like that you can see through here. I'm happy with this. What's everyone think? I like this knife. I'm going to start carrying it more. A lot of these ones I haven't done. I never took it apart, so like the clip was still on the other side, so I hadn't even had a chance to really carry it in a normal lefty manner. I was just kind of waiting around to die. But love it. Happy. Looks good. This will be it for today. If you enjoy what you see, please hit that like button and subscribe to see more. Helps me out and I really appreciate it. More dyes coming soon. More unboxing soon. Hope you enjoy the channel. I really appreciate you and we'll see you soon. Stay sharp.